Pierre Vacances is a well-established brand. It's been going for many years. Do you think that the fact that we are having problems, it will actually be in the long term in your interest because people will return to a well-trusted and tried product?
Well, that's certainly what we're seeing is that people who in the past have always seen France as a second holiday option, oh, we're going to go somewhere really exotic, but we could go to France, and now not going with their backup plan. They're actually thinking, yeah, it's time to go back to France, put the kids in the back of the car, fill up with all our essentials, and go for a traditional family holiday.
Given that background, you presumably don't deal a lot with the trade in the UK at the moment?
We actually deal an awful lot with the trade, but traditionally it's always been through tour operators and only that channel. So the brand isn't that well established as a consumer brand, but that's changing more and more. As soon as we translated our website into English, which was nearly 3 years ago now, we suddenly saw a massive intake in direct bookings. And certainly now we're looking to move with every single distribution channel that there is, and that includes direct, tour operators, and very much with travel agents as well. Very hard. We now have a trade version of our website where anyone can get a login and make extremely good commission on our trade website. We're also able to distribute our product electronically via a system of FTP and XML feeds as well.
Cool. And as far as actually trying to go out to the travel trade, the travel agencies, you mentioned your trade website. Are there product training assistance there? Is that part of it?
It's actually, we've got two of us who will go out and do training in call centres or to travel agents, and we'll tailor it to specifically what that need is. If it's a ski specialist, we'll specifically go in there and talk about certain French ski destinations, or if it's holiday villages, we'll go in there and talk specifically about the summer destinations. We've also got the Adagio city apartment brand, and service departments is one of the sort of biggest growth areas that we've got at the moment, and we're planning to open 50 new residences across Europe within the next 2 years. So the Adagio City product is probably a fairly big growth area for us, and we're because it's a fairly new product on the trade, we are looking to tell people a bit more about it and give them specific training on that. Yeah, 2009 for us at the moment is winter ski season. We haven't actually got any information yet on summer 2009, and it's turning out to be quite an interesting scenario. The peak dates are almost full already on ski, and January looks like it's going to be pretty strong as well. That'll be partly due to excellent snow conditions last year, but the back end of the season has got a little bit more work to do on it yet.
Now, travelling to France and travelling into mainland Europe from a UK perspective, one of the aspects of it that perhaps hasn't been emphasised enough is really that when you get off the ferry or you get out of the tunnel at the other end, you experience a complete culture change. Does Pierre Vacances emphasise that through their travel agent partners, or they do it direct? I mean, how do you get that across to the consumer and to the trade?
There's not a massive culture change between France and the UK anyway these days, apart from the fact that we speak a very different language. But what has changed enormously in France since I was a kid and used to travel there is now 95% of French people learn English in schools, and they're very, very proud to speak English, and that has meant that the French embrace the UK culture an awful lot. And I think that the trade have got a fairly old-fashioned perception of how friendly the French actually are and how welcoming, and also how keen they are to do business with the UK. It is their long-term market, and they're very, very keen to sort of develop those relationships. And in addition to that, all of the other European markets that come into the residences, English is generally their second language as well. So pretty much across the programme, French and English are the universal languages.
Surely one of the benefits or the beauties of going on holiday to a country like France is that you do experience in many cases a different language. You drive on the other side of the road from the UK, you have different food, local food that perhaps you wouldn't enjoy in the UK. Surely those aspects haven't changed.
Those aspects haven't changed at all, and that's what's so fantastic about France is that when you talk about organic produce, they don't really know what you're talking about because they've always had organic produce and never known anything else. So in terms of eating healthily and getting your 5 a day, there really couldn't be a better place to go.